Greetings historians, welcome to Lore of the Dragon. Today we're going to be bringing back a discussion about Malefor, but not quite a lore-based one entirely. This will be more asking the question why in some cases Malefor in the Legend of Spyro is seen as one of the most menacing villains that Spyro has to offer. This will be my opinion and take on it, but feel free to do so as well, as opinions on what makes someone menacing can vary greatly from person to person. This talk will be rather short, but I believe it's something that should be brought up, as there's a neat way of telling stories that I think is overlooked in the Legend of Spyro. One that sometimes works, and other times not so much. Throughout the Legend of Spyro, mainly the first two adventures, you hear stories of a dark master, and you get the feeling that his menacing presence follows Spyro throughout his travels. But during the events of A New Beginning and the Eternal Night, you see what exactly Malefor is capable of, and what he is. And this is through Cinder, the Terror of the Skies. You learn that she, at a young age, was taken by Malefor's army, and was used as a weapon without really any hesitation or thought, outside of just using her as a means to an end. Even after that, you start to see more remnants of his power. You see statues of him, a past version that stood heroic, and was a savior to all. But later, in a mountain carved from his malice, a twisted parody of that same statue stands. And later, you see what happens to those who betray Malefor. You see this through the apes, those who said they would help Malefor in his quest for revenge against the dragons, as they exiled him from society years before. But once it is found that they used this opportunity for their own goals and ambitions, they were turned to shadow. While you are later told what they are only seen first, fighting Spyro and Cinder with vicious force. And for the time being, it is left to assumption what exactly happened. There is a sort of storytelling tool that is used here, one that's effective and applied in most of the great stories you've heard of. Show, don't tell. Now, there is a lot of telling in the Legend of Spyro, don't get me wrong. A lot of myths and tales are shared of what Malefor is and who he was in the first two adventures. But in many ways, show don't tell is applied to further the presence of Malefor wherever you go. The way the characters react to his name, the mere fact they don't even speak his name until the third adventure. However, at the end of Dawn of the Dragon, there are a few issues that start to arise. The Menace disappears. Why? Over the course of multiple travels, it was all built up, but in the span of a few minutes, it's all taken away. The voice is the primary piece of critique, but besides the rather odd choice of effects that they use for Malefor's voice, there's something to be said about it. I think this voice helps to present that there's a certain hold that Malefor's dark powers have taken. His power, his hatred and malice that made him such a presence before has twisted his voice into something unnatural. In this way, even if it's a failed attempt, it's still a way to show and not particularly tell you that Malefor is corrupted, taken by these dark powers he uses to fight the heroes of the story. There's a few people that wish for him to come back, but if they mean this particular one in the Legend of Spyro, I will say that there are some aspects of the character that need to be looked at heavily before that happens. His malice and power is not something to be overlooked, nor to be underestimated. Hopefully with this you can start to see what it is I mean. If he appears again, I hope that Malefor would be given the time to show his power, lurk in the shadows, and pounce when his time truly comes. Through others, he may present his power, or show a glimpse of it. Show that he's not just any other villain from Spyro, that he is almost darkness incarnate, or at least a very close contender. Anyway, that is going to be it for me. Again, if you all have any thoughts about this or any comments you want to make, leave it down in the comment section below. And thank you all for watching. Now, another thanks to the people over on Patreon who are supporting the channel financially. An extended thank you to Shaggy, Abyssal Blue, Starry Skies, and Lifegiver100 for the red gems, and Eka Restored and Kiyasu Shin for the blue gems. Again, thank you all so much for doing that. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. I'll see you all the next time we talk about lore or speculation. Stay safe, historians.